I have so much to say as I've been off of YouTube for a month. One, I haven't had the strength to even share. Two, I did make a vlog for New Year's that I will eventually edit and post, but it's going to be a lot of editing, and I think I would rather get on and just make a really raw video right now. Maybe I won't even fucking edit this. So, a lot of you that follow me on Instagram are probably like, what the fuck? I bought a van in Australia in Byron Bay. I posted a van tour on my Instagram story, and 24 hours I posted a flight back to Hawaii. And people were just like, you know, very confused. But here's what happened. So the night before I bought this van, I did some hippie shit. It was the full moon. I had this little jade crystal that my friend got me, and I held it over my heart, and I prayed and I meditated for guidance of, should I buy this van, even though I don't feel right about it. I don't feel right about buying this van. Should I buy this van? I buy the van. It breaks down that night. I eventually get it to start, and then the next day I just assume that it's fine, so I unpack all of my stuff in the van. I post like a tour, whatever. After I of course post and show it, I put down my phone and I sob about how I don't want to do this. I don't want to do van life alone. I was lucky enough to have two friends that I was gonna like follow around, and like we were gonna get more people to join us, but I didn't want to be in this van alone. I wanted a friend, I wanted a partner, I wanted a fucking dog, anything. But driving manual alone on the left side of the road at night is fucking hard for me. And I just got fucking scared. I'm starting to get sick from fucking travel. I just felt so lonely. Just so fucking lonely. And I don't want to cry on YouTube, but the entire time that I was in Australia, I was fucking hurting, and I was forcing myself to stay there because everybody else loves Australia. Everybody else is like, this is the place to be, do 1 year and then renew your visa and do another year. And you know, I wanted to do that, right? I wanted to get those hashtag van life pictures, and I wanted to go to the west side, and I wanted to go all the way up the east coast, but I got halfway up the east coast and I just every day was crying so much that my body hurt, and my anxiety got me to a point that I'd eat maybe an apple, or I'd eat like a small fry out somewhere because I just couldn't fucking eat. And my hands were always shaking, and I'd sleep 3 hours a night. And even when I was in Sydney and I had stability, I fucking hated it. And then I was living out of a car with a friend, and we found out the car wasn't registered, so then she sold the car and then left, and I was in this house in fucking like Coffs Harbour by myself, and not by myself, with like 10 other people from all over the world, and like 8 Koreans, 2 guys from New Zealand, fucking 70-year-old guy from India that was probably an illegal immigrant. I'm not just saying that in a rude, offensive way. I mean, like, he was actually illegal. And I was alone. I felt so fucking alone. And like, I didn't like it. I didn't like anything here, or there. Here, different. Then the owner of the house that I was staying at he followed me into my room after my shower when I was naked. And he fucking sits on my bed and tries to talk to me. And he says, like, I think we could work out a deal where I give you an allowance and you sleep with me and I can help you out. Not something that I do at this point in my life, especially being as vulnerable and unstable as I am. So he was very, very persistent, very creepy, trying to solicit me for sex. And I panicked and moved out into my friend's bus. They had a school bus. That I will definitely post my New Year's vlog of our school bus adventures, because this Swedish couple, Emma and Jonathan, saved my fucking life for like 3 weeks. But even friends, or like new friends, can't help you get through your own internal issues of just feeling so unworthy of anything, and just feeling so abandoned, not necessarily by people in Australia, but we'll get into that some other time. But I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Yeah, so my friends wouldn't let me stay in this house anymore, so I pack all my stuff and I move into their bus and I sleep on a tiny, like, 3-foot by 1.5-foot bench. Like, tiny, it's supposed to be a seat, not a bed, for 2.5, 3 weeks. And I was so grateful to at least have companionship and have this couple taking care of me and, like, cooking with me together. But it would get so hot that I'd leave the windows open and I'd wake up with like 15 mosquito bites on my legs, and I was just not sleeping well. My anxiety got worse every single day, sleeping less and less and less, and eating less and less and less, and I was making all these Facebook posts that family and friends back home were constantly reaching out to me saying, like, honey, what are you doing? Like, are you okay? You're not, everybody knows that I'm a very positive and, like, inspiring person, but I haven't been able to do any of that. I had, like, nothing to give. And I feel myself pulling into this really, really dark, deep depression, and I meditate on the full moon. What should I do? Should I buy this van? And I hold this crystal over my heart, and my heart was like, go home. Go back to Maui. You're not giving up on a dream. You've done this dream. You bought the van. You've lived in Australia, and you don't like it. And my ego was like, you need to stay. You need to prove that you can figure it out. It'll be embarrassing if you go home this early. Like, I had so much pride that I wasn't letting myself go home. But why would I make myself stay when I'm having the worst time of my life? And yeah, of course, I'm very transparent on Instagram, and I still had good times, and I still posted those good times that I was having, but of course I'm not going to post videos of me crying at like 3 a.m. Unless you want that, then like leave a comment below. But the holidays were the hardest fucking time of my life, just being away from everyone and everything, just feeling so alone. And so my heart told me to go back to Maui. And the next day, I bought this fucking van. And the van breaks down. And I'm like, okay, I get it, universe. I fucking get it. And then I continue to pray and say, no, like, I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna fix this van. And I then had another breakdown. No, I'm gonna go home. And I go back and forth for a day and a half. And on Monday morning in Australia, I had 2 Mondays this week because of time travel. Anyway, I wake up at 3 a.m. to my own sobs. I'm crying so hard that I woke myself up. And then I started to drift back asleep. And then I woke back up, cried. Whole body hurts. My legs hurt so much that I can't even walk. I'm not eating anything. I'm not drinking any water. my hands are shaking. I felt like I couldn't take a deep breath, you know, when you're like stuck and you feel like you can't exhale fully for 2 weeks. And I just, I couldn't fucking do it anymore. So I just fucking get on Hawaiian Airlines and buy a fucking flight back to Maui. Expensive as fuck. It was maybe 7 hours, 8 hours till the flight. But I was like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if I get to Maui with $0. I at least know that I have friends here that are gonna help me get on my feet and take care of me until I do. And like immediately felt relieved. But then I sit there and I look at the $4,000 that I just put into a van that's now broken. I put a Facebook post on that, hey, does anybody fucking want this van? Would take like $500 for it, even though I just spent $4,000 because I just need enough money to get my plane ticket home and have enough food to eat for the week. And I'm probably getting sick. People rip me apart in this Facebook group. Tell me that I'm giving up and that I'm spoiled and I'm a princess and I'm a brat and I don't know how to fix a car and it's just the battery and it's just the alternator, and I know these things. I know that I could put $500 into this car and fix it and it would work and it would be fine. But you know what? I'd rather put that money in coming home, because that day and a half that I did have that van and I drove by myself, I cried the entire time I was on the road. The entire time. Because I wanted to share it with somebody. And I had nobody to share it with. And I know that sounds so fucking dumb, and people are like, you know, you don't know how to be alone. You don't love yourself enough. And like I hear all these like nasty fucking voices in my head. I don't want to cry on YouTube. Stop. I hear all these voices in my head that I'm a quitter. And it hurts my pride so much to fucking come back to Maui. But I don't care if I'm a fucking quitter. I just want to be happy. And I thought that I would inspire people by traveling to Australia and doing van life by myself. And like, but you know what? Somebody else is fucking doing that, guys. Okay? So let them go inspire you to do that. I want to inspire people to always listen to their heart, and sometimes that means just going back to what felt right, you know? I got out of my comfort zone for 2.5 months, and I struggled and I learned so much about myself, and now I can sit here in a comfortable environment and reflect on everything that made me insecure, reflect on why being alone felt so hard for me. But it wasn't that I don't know how to be alone. I've been alone more than I've, you know, been in a relationship, or more than I've been, like, with friends. I am introverted and I like being alone, but in a foreign country with no money, no job, no purpose, no inspiration, I was just like, fuck this, okay? Like, why am I forcing this? So I found this amazing, amazing mom and her daughter on Facebook. They commented on my post that they would take my van and sell it for me and just give me, you know, whatever money it took, that whatever they got after they fixed it. And my heart has never felt so warm for that these strangers would want to help me. I don't want to ugly cry on the internet, but whatever. It's fine. This mom and this daughter, they literally just took the keys for this broken down car and were like, we'll help you, honey, like, it's okay. And I connected with them so deeply, and I hadn't felt that much love in so long. And my two friends that I did have, the Swedish couple, were like the best friends that I could have asked for, and they, you know, took care of me like I was an actual child. And I, as much as it hurt me to leave Australia and leave them and leave all of the places I had bookmarked on my fucking map there that I wanted to go so badly, I have to be back in Maui right now. I need stability just for a little, and the dream isn't dead. I can go back before the end of the year with my visa, or I can always go back on a tourist visa with fucking friends and actually have fun. Which, side note, a lot of people are like, well, you did it wrong, you didn't travel the right way, you should have stayed in hostels, you should have went out, you should have made friends. Listen, I know that that works for some people, and I know that some people like that, and I'm not talking down on that experience or belittling those people at all. I'm happy for those people, but I would hate to live in a fucking hostel. I can't sleep around strangers. It terrifies me. Straight up. I don't drink alcohol. I don't want to drink alcohol, which was also partially a lie because I did have a single beer during my emotional breakdown. And I don't like party culture and hooking up with strangers and going out all night and laughing at people's jokes that I don't even think are funny, and people getting so drunk that they fall and pee and do weird things. Like, I want to wake up early and go to yoga, and I want to have tea with all of my friends that know everything about me, and we can just really hold space for each other's trauma, and that's exactly what we did yesterday. My first day in Maui. This is probably getting too long because I just keep crying. Anyway, guys, maybe I'll share more stories from what happened in Australia and more stuff that I struggled with, but I learned what I needed to learn. I helped and inspired the people that I needed to help and inspire, and now my path is... The truck just made a noise. Now my path is here. Back here. Back to Maui. Back to... I mean, same shit. I'm still trying to find a job, trying to find a car, trying to find a place to live. I have no money. Yeah. Today I'm gonna hopefully go see my cat and hitchhike down to the beach to meditate. Yeah. Anyway, this is like the most cringeworthy, sobby, whatever. I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me, and I look forward to everything that you guys have to say about this. So, like or dislike, I don't care. Comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. I just don't even want to say these things. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon.